Welcome to another episode of Business School with Business Access TV. My name is Lance McFarlane from Sophomore Academics. I'm a math teacher, and today's topic will be consumer arithmetics. All right, we'll be just working 3 questions from 3 subtopics under consumer arithmetics. You know, we are all consumers, aren't we? We all consume, we all purchase, and well, not everybody sells goods, but everybody purchases stuff. So we're all consumers, all right? So we need to be able to do some consumer arithmetics. This first question, really and truly, it falls under wages and salaries, but it's a wages question. And we're going to get straight into the question right now, all right? So let's go, let's read. The basic wage rate for a technician for a 42-hour work week is $36.40. All right, so this person is working for 42 hours for the week, all right? And at the end of the week, he's getting $36.40, all right? So 42 hours, all right, cool. So we have that in mind. It says calculate the technician's weekly wage. All right, so $36.40 per hour. All right, let's make that very, very clear. May I underline that? $36.40 per hour. All right, so that is the rate. All right, so if each hour you get $36.40, so for the first hour, $36.40, second hour is another $36.40, third hour, you keep really just multiplying up. So this first question is pretty straightforward. All right, so the answer to the first question, let me just draw a line right here to separate the question from the answers. So this is part 1. $36.40, it's per hour. Let me just emphasize that. So it is the basic wage, let me write weekly wage is going to be equal to the basic week that you saw there. Can I just use B for basic? So it's the basic week, all right, multiplied by the B rate. B again means basic, all right, so we have the basic rate, all right? And the basic week that they gave us, he worked a 42-hour week, so that's 42 hours. Let me leave out the units for now, and the rate is $36.40. Ladies and gents, you're gonna need your calculators. So I'm going to grab my calculator right here and go 42 multiplied by $36.40. I got $15.28.80. What did you get? All right, so let me just, guys, I will have the answer just like that, $28.80. So this is the amount of money he earns when he works his basic week, his basic normal 42 hours. All right, that's his weekly wage. Now, let's go to part 2 of the question. It says for overtime work, the technician is paid 1.5 times the basic hourly rate. Now, guys, so the basic hourly rate is $36.40 per hour. All right, that's the basic, the normal. And they're telling us that when it comes to overtime, overtime means the hours that you work more than or in excess of your regular schedule. So this man's regular schedule is 42 hours, basic week is 42 hours, so anything more than that is your overtime hours, all right? And you get paid at a higher rate, 1.5 times your normal rate for overtime. We all know that, all right? That you get paid higher. Sometimes it's 1.5 times, sometimes it's double, sometimes it's even triple. This case, they say it's 1.5 times the normal rate. It says to calculate the technician's total wage for 58 hours of work. Now, this week, he worked 58 hours. Now, let me write that down. So 58 hours, all right, follow me. 58 hours, that would be broken down into his 42 hours, which is his basic week. So how many hours of this is actually overtime? Talk to me. It would be 16 hours, ladies and gents. That would be overtime. So, ladies and gents, the 58 hours for that week will have to be broken down to his regular basic week, which was 42 hours. And therefore, what that means is we have 16 hours of overtime. You all see how we got the 16 hours, right? Because 58 hours in total, 42 was basic. So what is 58 minus 42? That's 16 hours. All right, ladies and gents. Now remember, we know that he earns a certain amount, $1,528.80 for the 42 hours. We need to know how much he's gonna earn for the 16 hours. At this point, ladies and gents, we're going to go for our break. In the break, I'm gonna ask you to figure out the 16 hours. How much money will he be paid for that 16 hours? We'll be right back. Welcome back to Business School, ladies and gents. You guys should have some answers for me. Well, hopefully it's one answer, the correct answer from everybody. Did you guys get to finish up right here? Find out how much did he get for this 16 hours of overtime, ladies and gents. Now let's jump right into it to see if what you got was actually correct. Now, the 16 hours of overtime, remember, he's getting paid at a higher rate. They said it was 1.5 times the normal rate. So let's just look at that. The overtime rate is gonna be equal to 1.5 times, which is 1.5, times the regular rate. The regular rate was, do you remember? It was $36.40 that was given in the question. So we would grab our calculators at this time and we would say, okay, what is 1.5 multiplied by $36.40? And I got $54.60. So guys, for each of these 16 hours, he was paid $54.60 for each of them. So to calculate his overtime pay, or the overtime wage, I know I write horribly, sorry about that. All right, it is going to be 16 hours multiplied by the $54.60. You put that in your calculator, guys. Make sure you have your calculators beside you. 16 multiplied by 54.60. That gives me $873.60. So ladies and gents, here we go for the final part. Regular pay, overtime pay. So what's the total pay? So you add these two values. So you go therefore, and you add them, total wage is going to be, when you add those two values, you get, let me see, 1528.80. Guys, my calculator is telling me $2,402.40. So guys, you see the approach. I am sure many of you got it right. If you didn't get it correct, no problem, you're learning. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to be heading into the third part of this question right now, where it is saying that there's a new wage agreement, right? So the basic rate of payment is $1,490 for 36 hours of work. All right, and they want to know what is the technician's new rate of pay. All right, so guys, what they're asking us to calculate is the basic rate. All right, and to get this basic rate, all you're gonna do is divide the basic wage by the basic week. All right, so quickly, the new basic wage, ladies and gents, is $1,490. And the basic week is 36 hours. You put that in your calculator, ladies and gents, and what you have right here is $41.39 per hour. That is the new basic rate, ladies and gents. So that completes this entire question. Here we are at the second question, okay? So it says, Smiley orange juice is sold in cartons of 2 different sizes. The price is shown in the below. All right, so we have 2 different sizes. Let me just call them A and B. Just for reference sake, we have A and B. Guys, they want to know which size box of orange juice is the better buy. What that means is which box gives you more juice for your dollar? For your dollar. Bear that in mind, for your dollar. Guys, what we're going to do is calculate, right? $1 of A will give you how much juice, and $1 of B will give you how much juice. And then you compare them. Let's do A, all right? It says 350, guys, let's go. 350 milliliters is for $4.20. So $1, guys, I want $1 over here, so I'm just gonna divide by itself, because when you divide by yourself, you get 1, right? So $1, guys, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other side of the equation. So I'm gonna divide by 4.20. So $1 will give us how much, ladies and gents? So work that out, then do the same for B, and I'll see you at the other side of this break. We'll be right back here on Business School, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, tip for today, your calculator. Always have your calculator right beside you for math class. All right, get to know your calculator. This calculator that you're using now, that you're practicing with for the entire year, that's the calculator that you need to go into the exam with. So if you lose it, buy back one just like it, okay? Calculators have small differences with it. You need to learn your calculator and stick with your calculator for the exam. Thank you. Welcome back to Business School. I am Lance McFarlane, math teacher at Sophomore Academics. We're here working out this question. We want to know what is the better buy. Which box of juice is better for us to purchase? Is it A or B? Let's go. We want to know $1 of A will give us how much juice. So you see this $4.20, we divide it by $4.20 to reach the dollar, all right? So we're at $1, but whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other side. So you grab your calculator, ladies and gents. Let me just grab mine right here, and I go like this, 350 divided by 4.2, and that gives me $83.33. It's actually 83.33. We're looking at milliliters per dollar, all right? So it wasn't dollars and cents, sorry. It is 83.33 milliliters for the $1. So guys, after we have done that with A, so this is A, we need to do the same thing with B, all right? Do the same thing with B. 450 milliliters is equal to $5.13. Guys, we want to know how much $1 will give you. So you go ahead, you divide by 513, but whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side for balance. It is just how life is. You need balance. All right, ladies and gents, so right here, we now know that $1 is going to give us how much? So it's going to be 450 divided by $5.13, and this will give us 87.72 milliliters, ladies and gents. So guys, compare right now for me, please. Compare right now. $1 giving you 83 and $1 giving you 87. Which of them is the better buy for you? Guys, it would be B. B is the better buy because you're getting more juice for your dollar, ladies and gents. And so that is how we compare, and we have justified our answer by doing the calculation, ladies and gents. We're heading over to our third question right now. All right, so ladies and gents, we're here with our third and final question for this episode of Business School. Let us get into it. It's actually a simple interest question. Yeah, simple interest. It says that Mary borrowed $3,000 at a rate of 8% per annum simple interest. And they want to know what is the interest on her loan at the end of 9 months. Guys, the simple interest formula. Simple interest is equal to the principal. Principal is just the amount of money that is borrowed, or if it's an investment, it's that initial amount of money that is invested, right? So principal multiplied by the interest rate. And you know the interest rate is a percentage, so it's gonna be over 100, and it's multiplied by time. You know, interest is calculated over time. This time is in the units of years, how many years passed. So, ladies and gents, it's pretty straightforward. Let us just plug in the values and work this out, right? So, what's the principal here? It is $3,000, ladies and gents. So, it's $3,000. What is the rate? The rate is 8%. 8%. No, the time. No, ladies and gents, the time. They gave us time in months. Most questions give us the time in years. So if that was 9 years, you just write 9 and you go ahead and put everything in the calculator. But this is 9 months. Guys, if something is 9 months, how do you convert from months to years? You ask yourself how many months make up a year. It's 12 months. So it's pretty, look at this. This 9, so you multiply by 9, but you'd have to divide back by 12. So you're putting a 12 down here in the denominator. All right, because 9 months, when you convert it to years, is actually 9 over 12, which is 3/4 of a year. Guys, you put this in your calculator and you're good to go. 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0, and you cancel down some more. 3 into 9 goes 3 times, 3 into 12 goes 4 times, right? 4 into 4 goes 1 time, 4 into 8 goes 2 times. And then we'll have just this up top. 30 times 2 times 3, 30 times 2, that's what? 60. And then 60 times 3, 6 3 is 18. All right, so this would be $180 would be the simple interest in 9 months. There you have it, ladies and gents. This is the formula, a very important formula. Make sure you have that formula written down and know it. Now, ladies and gents, that is it for today's episode of Business School. I'm your math teacher for this episode, Lance McFarlane from Sophomore Academics. Please join us again on Business School right here on Business Access TV. I'm Lance McFarlane from Sophomore Academics, math teacher.